Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talk Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. Welcome to the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you can see on the tuber screen. I like to get here and give my unique perspective, because after 46 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a unique perspective by this movies, TV, sports, and flicks. Let's get into about it, because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to India. Got some plays over in India this past week. Gracias, gratitude, total rabah, and India. I watch a news show program from your country every day during the week. Monday through Friday, I always watch this news show. And let me tell you guys something. I love it. It gives me a very interesting perspective that I don't necessarily get in the United States of America. Now, don't get me wrong, I watch United States of America news, of course, because I live in the US. But seeing the perspective from India just gives me a slightly different optic so I can get a clearer picture of the globe. So it's a very cool news show. I like it. You guys out in India are so dope. So I appreciate you listening. Gracias, gratitude. And just FYI, back then was School Bay Radio DJ, but never got a job. I think I never got a job because I just didn't have the right optics. If I would have had a wider variety of optics of seeing the globe, maybe that would have sparked the motivation for me to become a radio DJ. But I didn't. And it allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Something to debate, might be true, might not be true, but I said it on the internet. So it's gotta be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false, propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, G.I. Joe, Transformers, streets, lights, sun, moon, stars, daylight savings time. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're in line, just be aware, just watch out. Anyways, I can ramble all day, but I won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I rap, and on Halloween 2022, I rapped again. I dropped the album called Man of Modules. It's a unique blend of electronic sounds and my unique style of rhyming, kind of motivational, inspirational, crazy rhymes, crazy style, crazy music. I guarantee you have never heard anything like it before in your life. So check out the album. I'll put the link below to my Bandcamp page, Man of Modules. So check it out. Now let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. Okay, we're doing 3. Normally there's 2 in 1 week. We're going with 3. We're doing Tress. We're going hard, bro. We're doing work. Like, Captain, you're crazy, man. You're just doing too much work. We gotta go hard, bro. We're trying to elevate the game, elevate the mind, elevate the spirit, elevate the life. If you want to elevate it, sometimes you just gotta do more work. And that is what we're doing. We're going with 3 this week. You gotta just keep showing up. You gotta get to the bat, swing at the ball. You gotta swing, bro. You gotta swing at the ball. You may miss. You may not hit a home run. You may get to first base. Maybe get struck out. But you gotta go with the plate. You gotta swing. And that's what we're doing. We're swinging. Maybe we hit a home run. Maybe we win the World Series. Maybe we don't make the playoffs. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Just go up to bat. Do your thing. Do the work. And that is what we're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, a couple things I want to talk about this week. First of all, I want to say this. 3 years ago today, I lost a very, very important person in my life. She transitioned over to the other side, and I just want to pay respect and homage to this person. Because I would not be the captain without this person. I had about a 10-year mentorship, a 10-year training program. I was with this person, shadowed this person for like a decade. And in this decade, I learned all about discipline. I learned all about doing work. I learned all about going hard. I learned all about getting outside my comfort zone. I learned how to develop good habits. I learned how to control my diet. I learned how to train and get muscles. I learned how to do work when you didn't want to do the work. I knew how to get up when you couldn't get up. My crazy wisdom guru, my mentor, this person guided me for a decade, and I saw power and strength in this person. That is facts. I'll tell anybody that asks. There's no denying it. I saw it firsthand. I witnessed the power and strength of this individual and show me how to go about getting that. Now, I watched a lot of people on the tube. I watched a lot of people on the screen, on these screens, these tubes, and they're powerful people. A lot of powerful people. But I saw this in person firsthand. And this person, when you see this person, you wouldn't even think that this person would be able to exhibit that. But she did. She exhibited all those attributes I just said. And by watching, studying, learning, engaging, talking, by doing that for like a decade, the captain had developed the habits he needed to proceed in this podcast game, rap game, entertainment game, whatever game you want to talk, whatever game I got to get into, I got the skills, attributes, and discipline to go there because of this person. So I have to pay a big respect, homage, and gratitude for guiding me through the decade. It was very hard to lose you. It was very hard when she transitioned to the other side. It's very hard. Didn't want it. But you ever see that scene in like Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi was guiding Luke Skywalker, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi just like he lost that duel with Vader and moved on. Same kind of thing here, right? I wasn't expecting it, wasn't ready, but it happened, right? And this person prepared me to go and take on what life's got to bring, because life, I say, kind of sucks sometimes. But I definitely had the skills and attributes to handle it better, and I owe this person. There's nothing I could do on planet Earth to repay this person. And I just want to put it out there in the universe because I have so much gratitude. I can't even express it on this podcast. So yes, the captain in this podcast would not exist without this individual, and I have a great amounts of gratitude. So today is the day you transitioned, and I hope to see you when I transition. Can't wait. So anyways, much respect, gratitude, appreciate that. And let me get into what I'll talk about the podcast today. So this week, today, I was watching the screen, watching some tubes, and I saw some news reports. And in these news reports, they're talking about like there's a lot of fake, false information on certain social media sites. I'm not going to drop the names of these social media sites. I'm not talking about the specific individuals or entities or governments or whatever involved. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the who, what, and where. What matters, I feel, is that there is information that's not correct, not accurate, out on these screens and these social media sites and on the internet, right? Okay. It's out there. We all know what's out there, right? We all know what's out there. Or maybe we don't know. Maybe we all don't know that. Maybe we think everything on the internet is correct. You hear me in the intro of the podcast I always say, because everything on the internet is facts, right? I say that as a wink joke to that because I think some people believe that everything on the internet is true. And as a man that's lived for 46 years, that's absolutely not true. And I would think that everybody would know this. It'd just be like common sense, right? I don't know. I think maybe some people think that everything on the internet is true. And I believe that's not true. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everything on the internet is absolutely facts. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. So anyways, in this news report, they're talking about there's a lot of fake disinformation, inaccurate information out on these social media sites. Okay. All right. And according to some clip I watched yesterday, some podcaster, they're saying that, governmental entities wanted to get involved to monitor these feeds of information to eliminate this information. That's cool. It's one way to go about doing it. It could do that. But I have another perspective of maybe how to handle this. Let's change our optic. Let's change our view. Let's change how we look at it. Let's change how we look at these things. Right? Maybe? I don't know. Now, as a man that likes to sit around and just think about things, I take a couple days off, just think about different things, ponder, analyze. I was thinking this. When you go to these social media sites, these screens, all these things on the internet, go in with the mindset like, bro, a lot of this is absolutely not true. It's not facts, right? It's not. And one additional thing before I go any deeper in this, I have this theory or this idea that if you really want to get more factual information, I think a good metric or way to gauge that is how much time does it take to create the information, right? I could go to Twitter right now and I could just write something there and post it like in 1 minute, right? 1 minute I could write something and post it, right? You can maybe write an article for the internet like 5-10 minutes. Right? Okay, do that, right? You can make a video of your phone with like 5-10 minutes, easy. So I think the faster you can create this media and content, the more likelihood of it being not accurate, right? The harder and longer and more effort it takes to create certain media, the more accurate and reliable it may be, right? Like if you want to make a book, you can't write a book in 5 minutes. Maybe you could. Hey, can you? Can you write a book in 5 minutes? I know I can't. Maybe you're some super genius and you could write a book in 5 minutes and you could publish it on Amazon, right? Or the Kindle. Maybe you can. But I suspect if you want to publish a book, you ain't making it in 5 minutes. Probably not. Maybe not even a day. I don't know how long it takes to make a book, but you're not making it in 5 minutes. It takes effort and time. So the more effort and the more time it takes to create media, whatever that media may be, books, shows, news, videos, right? If you're making it in 5 minutes, the possibility of it being BS is very possible. And the more time and effort it takes to create it, the more reliable this information may be. That's what I suspect. This may be absolutely nonsense, right? I don't know. But with all this information floating around out there, all these different narratives and ideas floating around, we have to be very careful how we navigate this. We do not want to start believing and feeding into some nonsense, right? It was bad enough 20 years ago when you had to worry about the people in your community giving you nonsense, right? Talking to people, workers, co-workers, friends, family, telling you nonsense. Locally, people telling you nonsense. Okay, there's people telling you nonsense. And you had to navigate that. But now, you go onto these screens, you pull up your phone, pull up your YouTube, you pull up your TV, computer, and now you gotta worry about these people telling you nonsense. The pool of nonsense of information and just BS and just total fabricated stuff coming at you is increased. It's so much of it just coming at your eyes, ears, and your mind, coming straight at you. So we need to dodge this information that's just BS, some nonsense, believing in nonsense. We don't believe in nonsense, right? Do we? Do you want to believe in some nonsense? Some just lies? Come on, we don't believe in lies. Do we? Maybe we do. I don't know. I guess the main thing I'm trying to communicate here is that as we navigate the screens, just be very cautious and careful what we're consuming and think critically about what we're reading. If some guy is making a tweet in 5 minutes and just writing some stuff, probably not facts, right? Probably not facts. Get some facts. Read some research papers. Read some books. Read some well-produced videos that take lots of time and effort, right? I go on Twitter right now and just start saying all types of stuff. I go on Facebook and start saying all types of stuff. I just start typing all types of stuff in like 5 minutes to post on the web. I can make a video right now and just start talking a bunch of nonsense and someone will see like, oh, that sounds good. That's true. Yeah, sounds factual. And then that's what seems to be happening. And then someone else believes it. Someone else believes it. Next thing you know, believing weird, strange, wild things that are absolutely nonsense, right? And if we start believing nonsense, that might have us making bad decisions, or not the best decisions, or loss of finance or health or whatever. This podcast is about expanding the mind, about growing, improving, right? We need the best sources of information coming our way. We need the most reliable information and knowledge coming our way. We are not going to grow and expand minds. We got to weave through that and sift through that. I did a podcast what I call Sifting for Gold. It basically speaks on this, right? About this. So I think the main thing to get from this podcast is that there's a reliability scale of information on the internet, on the screens, right? Reliability scale. And so basically, this scale goes from more believable to less believable. And I think possibly that if any media, whatever that may be, on the screen can be made quickly and fast, the level of reliability is lower, right? Whether it's on the internet, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. And if the effort and time to create this information media is longer and harder to do, the level of reliability goes up, right? Because as it gets harder to do, and this goes with anything, when things get harder to do, it weeds out a lot of people because some people just don't want to do the work, right? So I see a lot of people that are heavy. It takes work to get fit. They don't want to do the work. I would say that the reliability of information increases as the time and effort to produce and create and gather the information goes up. If it's a shorter amount of time, not as reliable. There's no fact here. I'm not an ologist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a statistician. I'm none of those things. It's just a theory that I've thought of and think may be true possibly. I'm sure some of you scientist guys or statisticians or whatever profession you'd have to be in to figure that out could go out there and figure it out. But I think it's a good way to maybe think about it, right? Because just in my personal walk and experience on planet Earth, when things are hard to do, it kind of weeds out the people. The people just don't want to do it. There's a lot of examples of things that are hard to do that a lot of people won't do because it takes too much time and effort, right? If it's easy to do, people will do it. But if it's hard to do, people usually won't do it generally. I mean, people will do it. There's a lot of people that will, but it's just a lot. It weeds out a lot of people because they just don't want to put the effort and time. So if it takes more time and more effort to find, create, put together this information, the reliability goes up. That's my theory. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I have no idea. I'm just a guy that podcasts. What do I know? I went to school to be a radio DJ. I don't know what I'm talking about. So there's just some things to ponder. And one last thing. Whether you think this theory is possible or not possible, doesn't matter. Just when you're online, just be aware, just watch out, just kind of think critically. Because we're trying to expand minds. I believe if you listen to this podcast, you probably are as well. So it's just be very critical of these things and think clearly and just think a lot and analyze and study. Is this true? Is this not? Is it true to me? Does this sound correct? Let's do some research. Let's look on there. Let's look this up. Let's go down some rabbit holes and figure this out. Right? Let's take time. Don't just believe some of this nonsense that's all over the place. I've been online and I've seen some of these things on the internet and I've read some of these headlines and some of this things. I'm like, what are you talking about? Seriously? Really? Huh? I don't know. I need to take a deeper look at that. So anyways, when you're on the screens and you're looking at all these different things, just kind of watch out. Just be careful. Be mindful, like I say in the intro all the time. Because it sounds like from this news thing I heard earlier, there's just more and more of that out there. And I don't think there's going to be less of it as time progresses. I think it's just going to get worse. So just be aware, just watch out, be careful when you're online. So yeah, that's it. This concludes the podcast. And until next time, we'll see. Do or do not. There is no try. Yoda. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.